Go, Kingston! family, and friends of the graduates, members of the Board of Education, fellow educators, and honored guests, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the commencement ceremonies for Wayne Memorial High School's graduating class of 2013. Commencement is a formal ceremony. We are asking for your help in maintaining the dignity of this event by observing the following traditions. Please refrain from leaving your seat to take pictures during the ceremony. Professional photographers will be taking color photos of all the graduates as they receive their diploma. These photos will be available for purchase. Therefore, personal pictures should only be taken after the ceremony. This is a right and proper ceremony. We are sure that you agree that each family present today has the right to hear their graduate's name when it is announced. We ask you for your respectful silence during the diploma ceremony. Please hold all applause until all the graduates have received their diploma. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the audience will be asked to stand and recognize the class of 2013. Thank you for your cooperation. At this time, I would like to introduce my colleague, Assistant Principal Lindsay Russo.
It is my privilege to introduce the Wayne-Westland Community Schools Board of Education and the Administrative Cabinet. Please stand and be recognized as you are introduced. Audience, please hold your applause until all names have been read. The Wayne-Westland Community Schools Board of Education, Mrs. Carol Medell, President, Mr. Tom Buckaloo, Vice President, Mr. John Gochi, Secretary, Mrs. Shauna Walker, Treasurer, Mrs. Sally Madison, Trustee, Mr. Trav Griffin, Trustee, Dr. Frederick Weaver, Trustee. The Administrative Cabinet, Dr. Gregory Barrissey, Superintendent of the Wayne-Westland Community Schools, Dr. Paul Salah, Deputy Superintendent of Educational Services, Mr. Jim Larson-Scheidler, Deputy Superintendent of Administrative and Business Services, and Mr. John Mills, Senior Executive Director of Special Education. I take great pleasure in now introducing the Vice President of the Class of 2013, Darren Homburg.
I would like now to introduce the administration of Wayne Memorial High School. Please hold your applause until all names have been read. Mr. Greg Ambrose, Athletic Administrator. Ms. Jessica Schultz, Assistant Principal. Mr. Kevin Weber, Assistant Principal. Ms. Lindsay Russo, Assistant Principal. Ms. Valerie Orr, Principal. The administration of the William D. Ford Career Technical Center, Ms. Sue Wilk, Assistant Principal. Mr. Steve Kay, Principal. The Faculty Council of Wayne Memorial High School, Ms. Kristen Chason, Counseling. Ms. Jenna Strand, Language Arts. Ms. Christine Duke, World Languages. Ms. Martha Ware, Life Skills. Mr. Steve Vasiloff, Industrial Arts. Mr. Andy Reisenen, Mathematics. Ms. Catherine Stelma, Physical Education. Ms. Lisa Gruich, Science. Ms. Carrie Horitz, Social Science. Mr. Matthew Dyroff, Fine Arts. First Sergeant Stephen Lehane, JROTC. Ms. Julie Klabundi, Special Education. Sponsors for the senior class of 2013, Ms. Martha Ware. Will the rest of the staff members please stand? Please recognize the staff of Wayne Memorial High School, the William D. Ford Career Technical Center, and Central Office Administration. Now I would like to introduce the 2013 class officers and Senate Executive Board. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Class officers, President Amy McGregor, Treasurer Josiah Alt, Corresponding Secretary Deontay Burton, Recording Secretary Ashley Gendron, Publicity Manager Navneet Kaur, Historian Kayla Williams, Senate officers, President Krista Forrester, Vice President Kayla Johnson, Treasurer Diamond Taylor, Corresponding Secretary Stephanie Rainey, Recording Secretary Celia Davis, Publicity Manager DeSilda Sella, Sergeant at Arms Angelia Baker. We will now recognize the senators seated with the graduates of the class of 2013. These senators have earned 50 hours or more of service to the school, class, and community. Senators, please stand now. The student government sashes are worn in recognition of their significant contribution to the class of 2013. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Matthew Dyroff and the Zebra Symphony Band, who will be performing a few selections from Les Miserables, arranged by Warren Barker. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Wayne Memorial High School, the Zebra Symphony Band. Barresi began his professional career as a high school teacher in 1974. Since that time, he has taught at the college level and served as a department chairperson, assistant principal, vocational director, assistant superintendent, and presently as the superintendent of the Wayne-Westland Community School District. Dr. Barresi has been the superintendent of the Wayne-Westland Community School District for 16 years. He is the longest-serving superintendent in the history of our district, and we continue to find him working enthusiastically for the good of our students. Over the years, Dr. Barresi has established himself as a strong advocate for quality public education. He has provided legislative testimony at both the federal and state levels. And under his leadership, the district continues to improve the educational environments for students in all schools, preparing them to compete in a global marketplace. Dr. Barresi continues to focus his full efforts on making Wayne-Westland the best place to be for students, parents, staff, and the community. Regardless of the issues that may lie ahead, we can rest assured that our superintendent will support our community and your sons and daughters. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Gregory Barresi.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Orr, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and congratulations to the graduating class of 2013. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends and families, members of the class of 2013, it's both a pleasure and an honor for me to be part of this significant occasion and to be on stage to share with you in your commencement exercises. I am so proud of each and every graduate that is with us today. You made it. You are about to cross one of the most significant thresholds in your life. Your journey thus far has been special, and each of your journeys have been different, filled with academic success, athletic victories, friendships that will last a lifetime, and a journey that has had some challenges along the way. You have met those challenges head-on, and you are here today to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Congratulations to all of you. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the people that helped you reach this milestone. The mums and the dads and the grandparents, the aunts and the uncles, the sisters and the brothers, your friends, and all of those who have loved you and stood behind you every step of the way on this journey of yours. I also want to recognize the outstanding and devoted administrators and teachers that believed in you and helped you get this far and keep you on track. All of you are part of the Wayne-Westland Community Schools family, and I thank you. We couldn't have done it without all of you. Thank you again. The class of 2013 has helped set new standards of achievement for other classes to emulate, and our graduates have added to the excellence of Wayne Memorial High School, and they've also added and helped sustain Wayne Memorial pride. This graduating class is among the brightest and the best that has ever crossed this stage. They have completed one of the most rigorous curriculums and academic programs ever from one of the state's finest high schools, Wayne Memorial High School. The requirements for graduation today are among the most rigorous in schools across the nation. We have family and friends with us today from across the country. So please, let me share and celebrate with you the many achievements and accomplishments of our graduates. The Wayne Memorial High School class of 2003 has earned over $3.2 million in scholarships. There are 9 valedictorians and 1 salutatorian. There are 83 academic letters that have been awarded to the graduating class, and that requires a 3.5 grade point average. And many of our graduates have received regional, state, and national honors in academia, athletics, skill competitions, and the arts. Students have been selected by the media and TV as the brightest and the best. There are 21 Presidential Education Awards for academic excellence. and that requires a cumulative 3.8 grade point average for 4 years. Our graduates have also been involved in extraordinary service, learning projects, and charity work. They have provided clothes, food, money for the less fortunate, and they've been involved in various community projects. Several of our graduates have made the ultimate sacrifice. They have enlisted in the armed forces and will be serving our country with honor and valor. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you and all of those that have served before you. We must never forget that freedom isn't free. If you are a graduate joining the military, and also those ROTC students enrolled in college committed to the military, please stand. Those, and remain standing, please. Those in the audience that have served in the military, I'd like you to please stand. Those currently serving in the military and first-line responders, our police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel, I'd also like you to stand. We owe all of you a great sense of appreciation, and we thank you. You are all brave individuals, and we are here today in large part because of your sacrifices. Once again, thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, join me in one more round of applause for these fine individuals. Whether it was for academics, arts, career technical education, athletics, or other school-sponsored extracurricular activities, the honors and awards of our graduates, they go on and on. Congratulations on your extraordinary accomplishments. We are all very proud of you. Graduates, I'd like you to stay with me just for a couple minutes. If there's nothing else that you remember from today, I'd like you to remember the following things. Your greatest challenge as you begin your next journey in life is how you live out your personal story. Challenges can be stepping stones or stumbling blocks. It's just a matter of how you view them. I want you to take time to reflect on your family who have supported you and who love you. You will find from this point forward that you will have unprecedented appreciation for your family as time goes on. Family will always be there for you in good times and in bad times. So make sure you say to your family members sometime today, tell them how much you love them. It's the right thing to do. I ask you to be contributing members of our society. Avoid greed and selfishness. Work hard, be ethical, and do your work the way you would expect others to do theirs. Be kind and respectful, and remember the golden rule. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. Be patient, give others time. Be a good listener. Think before you react. Be honest. Have truthful conversations. Truthful conversations with compassion and understanding are powerful, and they can change the dynamics of a relationship. It is the foundation of trust. Provide encouragement and inspiration to others and be accountable for your actions. Apologize and forgive. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. Accept I'm sorry. Don't hold a grudge and always be grateful. Take time to look around you, reflect, and have faith. Ask yourself, am I the person I want to be? And if not, what do I need to do to change paths? Lastly, don't be influenced by special interests or small groups of naysayers or misguided people. Be a leader, not a follower. Knowledge, education, good judgment are the formula for success. Be your beautiful self, be all you can be, love your life and what you have been blessed with and given. It isn't accidental. Search for your purpose and do the best you can. Remember that nobody is more educated than this generation. That's all of you. You have had more educational resources and technology than any generation that's come before you. You are prepared to compete in this global marketplace. I challenge each of you to use all of your power, education, and skills to restore the value of responsibility, civility, and bringing character back into our society, the value of education, and also hard work. Accept responsibility for your own destiny. Be honest with your inner self, and don't be blinded by ignorance. Create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life, because you become what you believe. Remember, no one, not your parents, not the government, not your society, and certainly not the courts, no one owes you anything. Mrs. Orr, I'd like to thank you and your staff for a job well done. You have prepared our graduates for tomorrow's challenge. It is my prayer for our graduates and their parents, family, teachers, and friends that you choose to live your life courageously and honorably with high purpose, and in doing so, give definition to your lives. On behalf of the Wayne-Westland Community Schools Board of Education, and from all of us associated with this fine educational institution, I salute and commend each graduate of the class of 2013 today who has achieved this outstanding accomplishment in their educational career. Good luck and Godspeed.
It is my privilege to introduce the distinguished alumnus, Mr. Randall Wolschlager, from the class of 1976. Randall Wolschlager graduated Wayne Memorial High School in 1976. Upon graduating, he joined the United States Marine Corps, where he served honorably on 4 continents and the USS Midway aircraft carrier as a RF-4B recon radar technician. Just discharged in 1980, he attended Henry Ford Community College, where he distinguished himself by being on the Dean's List nearly every semester and was awarded the Carl Place Physics Award for Physics Student of the Year. He transferred to the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, where he received his BS in electrical engineering with honors in 1984. Upon graduating, he joined Motorola Semiconductor in Phoenix, Arizona, where he designed advanced integrated circuits for automotive applications for 14 years. In 1998, he joined Maxim Integrated, a Silicon Valley-based semiconductor product developing organization, and started the Phoenix engineering office with 2 colleagues, one who he had met while attending the University of Michigan and worked with while at Motorola. Today, that Phoenix-based office develops advanced integrated circuits for smartphones and automotive applications, providing employment for more than 125 people, including all 3 of Randall's sons. He has been involved with semiconductor process development, which has enabled the ever-advancing technology to shrink the size of all electronic gadgetry, as well as continually evolve automotive-related electronics. He has been awarded 5 U.S. patents for various electronic integrated circuits, published 6 technical papers, and presented at numerous technical conferences, including the Automotive Convergence Conference held here in Detroit. Randall is currently Managing Director of Maxim Integrated's Automotive Business Unit and continues to develop advanced semiconductor products for the automotive market and is responsible for many engineering offices around the world. Randall is a lifelong learner and avid reader. Forestalling mental and physical atrophy is a pillar of his core values. He stays active with regular running, working out, tennis, and mountain biking with his 3 sons. He is an avid runner and has run many races, including several marathons and twice through the Grand Canyon. In addition, Randall has competed in a triathlon and in general works hard to stay relevant. His childhood automotive interest is still going strong, and he is very proud of his car collection and custom garage, where his family and friends constantly modify cars of all varieties. Randall's humble beginnings started at Hamilton Elementary School, followed by Marshall Junior High School. While at Wayne Memorial, he excelled at the early morning electronics classes and worked at night modifying early 1960 muscle cars. He learned enough in those electronic classes to test out of 6 months of formal electronics training required in the United States Marine Corps to be a radar technician and launching his long career in electronics. He currently resides in Chandler, Arizona with his longtime girlfriend, Claudia. His 3 sons, Brad, Kyle, and Doug, live close by. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished alumnus for 2013, Mr. Randall Wolschlager.
Wow, thank you. Good afternoon. 37 years ago, I sat exactly where you are sitting today. and I remember the energy and the excitement just like it was yesterday. I'm here and very honored to be this year's commencement speaker. I'm here to recognize your accomplishment, and I would like to say congratulations to the Wayne Memorial High School class of 2013. Give yourselves a hand. Okay, and since no one does this alone, I would like to recognize a few influential people in your life. First, I'd like to recognize your families who have been there throughout your educational years. Please give them a hand. Next, I'd like to recognize the staff at Wayne Memorial High School, the teachers, the coaches, the support staff of this great school that made it possible. Please give them a hand. And again, because no one does this alone, please give a big round of applause to the friends that are sharing in this achievement. It's wonderful for me to be back after 37 years, to see this high school so full of excitement. Much of our futures are driven by technology. Technology has made the world a much smaller place, and it has made possible wireless communication, the smartphone. You will utilize this technology, as I have, to stay in touch with your family and your friends you've met here at Wayne Memorial. In 1976, 37 long years ago, phones were still attached to the wall. TVs were large, and I'm not talking about the screen. There were only 10 stations, and I was my father's only remote control. Cars got 10 miles to the gallon and burned nearly as much oil. Now we have wireless smartphones, making calls and sending pictures while we get 40 miles to the gallon and watch high-definition movies in the backseat of our vehicles. This graduating class will develop even smarter communication devices. These devices will carry all the detailed information of our lives, including our medical records, our travel histories, and generations worth of memories. They will likely be based on our DNA. You will develop not only gasless vehicles, but driverless vehicles. You will not be distracted from communicating with your friends or working while on your commute by having to drive the vehicle. TV will have evolved into 3D devices that we wear on our head, requiring only a thought to change channels. Semiconductor devices will be human implants. They will send health-related data to doctors so that diseases can be treated in advance of any noticeable symptoms. All of you will be part of making these great achievements happen. You will never be so unencumbered or free to select your future as you are today. This is a chance to continue the path you are on, or like me, a chance to recreate yourself. Whichever you choose, I advise you to go out and make an impact. As your future unfolds, there are 3 things I'd like you to consider. First, to enjoy the journey along the way, because your life is more like a marathon than a sprint. You'll spend more time on the journey than at the destination. And when you're at the destination, the adventure will be over. Second is to realize that no one does this alone. So be open to building relationships and appreciating those around you who will strongly influence your life. Third is that education is everywhere. It's all around us. Be open to travel, even working for free, listening more than you talk, and just remaining open-minded to truly getting life's lessons. Lastly, chase your passions. Don't be afraid of hard work. Go out there and live a life of impact. I've been fortunate enough to experience technology advancements firsthand, but my life took a different path for a while. My journey began by boarding my first airplane after I graduated from Wayne Memorial, and I was on my way to Marine Corps boot camp in San Diego, California. Little did I know that serving in the United States Marine Corps would be preparing me for my journey in my career. Many of my leadership techniques encouraged to make decisions were developed through the Marines, endlessly challenging my resolve. I would travel to faraway places and go to countries where others only read about. I found myself volunteering for everything. I traveled to Cuba, Africa, and as far away as Australia. I spent a year on the USS Midway traveling around the ocean as well, which is now a museum in San Diego. I had great adventures, I learned many lessons, and I certainly enjoyed the journey. The Marines gave me the courage to make decisions, and it taught me to stand for something so that I wouldn't fall for anything. They enabled me to live a life of impact. Upon honorably being discharged with my newfound courage, I found myself back in Michigan, pursuing an electrical engineering degree. I ended up attending University of Michigan, where upon acceptance, the Dean of Engineering requested to meet with me. I was so excited to meet Dean Duderstadt with his impressive PhD and many years of tenure at University of Michigan, one of the greatest engineering schools in the world. But much to my disappointment, he sat me down and he explained how he knew many a former military person that attended the university and failed. After about 15 minutes, Dean Duderstadt looked at me and he said he recommended I not attend University of Michigan. At that point in time, I stood up, I shook his hand firmly, and said, "I will see you in the fall." It wasn't the first or the last time I heard a discouraging word. You will also hear no many times in your life, but be persistent and you will succeed. I never forgot that inspiring conversation I had, and I went on to graduate with my BS in electrical engineering with honors and continuing to make an impact. My journey at Michigan wasn't easy. I commuted on a motorcycle, yes, even in the winter. Many a day I was snowed in and had to beg a ride home from a friend. That friend is still in my life today. We have worked side by side our entire careers. I spent many an all-nighter preparing for exams or working on the mainframe computers at Michigan because in those days they didn't have personal computers. Looking back, I understand that Dean Duderstadt didn't know. He didn't know I was on a mission, chasing my passion for engineering, not afraid of a little hard work, and living a life of impact. So after graduation at Michigan, I again found myself high in the air on another plane, traveling to Phoenix, Arizona, to start my career working for Motorola in the area of high technology semiconductors. The next leg of my journey was about to unfold. Here, I met another inspiring person, Dr. Lowell Clark, a physicist with his PhD from MIT. I worked closely with Lowell for 2 years in a very small lab, probing wafers to develop high voltage structures. Lowell was a character. He ate raw garlic and hard salami that he carried in his suit coat. He was obnoxious and rude at times, emitting of strong odors, for sure. He also taught me more than I could have ever learned on my own. Accelerated my career with his high expectations, his invaluable knowledge, and his constant challenges. I spent many long nights preparing to work with Lowell. Those years were not easy, but I did successfully create many an innovative product that shipped by the millions and made a difference in this world. It wasn't until years later I realized how influential Lowell was. You too should be open to these seemingly oddball mentors that you will meet along the way, because you never know where your next education will come from. So be open-minded as your future unfolds so that you too can make an impact. By now I've flown more than 1 million miles, been on every continent except one, met more mentors young and old than one would predict. I flew back to celebrate your great accomplishment and the start of your future. As your future unfolds and you chase your passions in this fast-paced, technology-driven world, try to remember to enjoy the journey, that no one does it alone, and remain open-minded to receive an education wherever it may appear. Think hard, feel deeply, seek out your future with hope and hard work, and go out there and make an impact. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sunshines. Yes, I could not let you leave without saying that to you one more time. For those of you in the audience who may not know, I welcome my kids to school on many mornings with the Good Morning Sunshines, and I'm sure they will miss hearing that every day. But again, good afternoon, class of 2013, family members, distinguished staff, and honored guests. It gives me great pleasure to speak to our graduates and their families on this special day. Graduates, I know I have had many opportunities to speak to you as a class, but today is truly special. This is the last opportunity that I will have as your principal to tell you how very proud I am of you and how you inspire myself and all of the Wayne Memorial staff to continue the work that we are called to do. Seeing you in your caps and gowns means more to us than you may realize, especially when you are used to hearing us say, "Get to class. Did you finish that essay?" And put your phone away. Although academics were a very important part of your high school experience, I want to share what we hope was the most important lesson that we were able to teach to you over the last 4 years, and that is Wayne pride. Students, I know that you feel that we had a lot of rules and expectations for your behavior. You definitely shared your concerns with me about hall sweeps and the dress code. But my sincere hope is that you now understand that we held you to those high expectations because obviously we knew you could reach them, and because throughout your life you will always be representing your family, your school, and your community. This representation of dignity and respect is an expectation for every graduate of any high school, but the lucky ones, you get to call it Wayne Pride. And Wayne Pride is more than just about how you carry yourself. It's about having pride for where you have come from and having a willingness to give back to your community. I've met many alumni in my lifetime, myself, Dr. Barrissey, several of your teachers being proud graduates ourselves of Wayne Memorial, and what always seems to bring us together is our passion and our love for this community. As alumni, we hope that you too will join us in never forgetting where you came from and always be willing to serve those who have helped you along the way, your Wayne-Westland family. So graduates, by providing you the opportunity to participate in events like Community Holiday Night, Zebra Spooktacular, Wayne Pride Night, Canley Cup Food Drive, and Relay for Life, our hope was to help get you a sense of how good it feels to give back. Those were all examples of giving back to the amazing and supportive community that our school district is fortunate to have. So on behalf of all the staff members of Wayne Memorial High School, we are proud to say that the graduating class of 2013 has demonstrated repeatedly what it means to have Wayne Pride. You carried yourself with Wayne Pride as you left your last class at Wayne Memorial, continued it throughout the night at prom, and will continue carrying yourself with Wayne Pride throughout this commencement ceremony. You are a special group of young people, and we are all very proud of you because of it. At Texas A&M's commencement address in 2004, George Tenet, the U.S. Director of Central Intelligence, said, "It might seem unfair to you now, after you knocked yourself out on finals, but this is more than about grades. It's not just what you know, but how you think. Not just what you are, but who you are. Not just your background, but your value. So again, I remind you, you are the lucky ones. You are fortunate to be graduating from a school that not only cares about your academic success, but cares about your personal success as well. You deserve to be proud of your school and your graduating class, because the pride of who you are and where you come from is what separates you from everyone else in the world. So I encourage you to continue learning and growing in the years to come. We personally face the future with confidence, knowing that the Wayne Memorial High School class of 2013 will be there to lead us all in a challenging world. With over $3.2 million in scholarships awarded to your graduating class, we share in your family's pride of your accomplishments. And once again, I say to each and every one of you, Wayne Memorial class of 2013, you make us proud. Members of the class of 2013 who are assembled here this afternoon have successfully completed the graduation requirements established by the Wayne Memorial High School and the Wayne-Westland School District. Having earned their diploma signifies that the members of the class of 2013 have met or exceeded the standards set forth by the North Central Association of Schools, the University of Michigan Bureau of School Services, and the State of Michigan. We, the administration and faculty of Wayne Memorial High School, recommend the class of 2013 to receive their diplomas. Now it is with honor and pride that I present this graduating class to the members of the Board of Education, fellow educators, parents, friends, and relatives. Mrs. Carol Medell, our President of the Board of Education, I now present to you the class of 2013.
It's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate all of the milestones that you've accomplished since coming to us in kindergarten. Celebrate learning to make friends and playing well together. Celebrate learning to read, write, and doing complex math problems. Celebrate art projects and learning to read music. Celebrate your love of recess and going to gym class. Celebrate all the testing you have survived, whether it's a spelling test or the MEEP. Celebrate learning to get to your locker and still making it to class. Or maybe it's making the bus at the end of the day. Celebrate all the countries that you've been able to go to without even leaving your social studies classroom. And then there are all the great smells in the science class. Celebrate all the great educators that have shown you the path to learning. Celebrate your family who have driven you to activities, helped you with projects, supported you when times were tough, and made sure that life included clean underwear and socks. You are leaving here today with your future in front of you. Make good choices and use the skills that you have learned from us and with us. To you, much has been given. From you, much is expected. So celebrate the past. Celebrate here and now. Celebrate all the world is waiting to teach you. You take with you today all of our hopes and dreams for the future. Good luck always, and don't forget to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how big or small. Celebrate the important words that I am going to say to you right now. On behalf of my colleagues who comprise the Wayne-Westland Board of Education and the powers vested in me as president of this board, it is now my greatest honor and my privilege to officially congratulate you, our students, on a job well done. I hereby declare that the Wayne Memorial High School class of 2013 officially graduated. Make us proud.
James Walker.
Sydney Edson Vanez Ball.
Dylan Michael Flores.
Aaron Lindsay Arthur.
Eric Edwards Cole.
Brittany Lee Marie Gold.
Eric Jonas Rodriguez.
Bryn Aaron Houston.
Austin Milo Boyce.
Ashay Victoria Lewis.
Joseph Daniel Chapman.
Tiffany Ozol.
Sheldon Kyle Crummy.
Samantha Renee Kuhn.
Delani Davenport.
Chelsea Marie Roach.
Jack Daniel Elise.
Amber Rachel Roberts.
Tyler Lauren Dunn.
Shelby Allison Spall.
Alec Edward Preston Gibson.
Emily Christine Best.
Carl Edward Tuschinski.
Marlene Jean Bowser.
Brandon James Ravel.
Nora Mariana Portos.
Kyle Anthony Savitra.
Denise Lacey G.
Daniel Jacob Salvia.
Kayleen Ray Corbett.
Austin Charles St. Peter.
Carlita Renee Jones.
Jacob Robert Jacob Lauren Childs.
Paige Millay.
James Anthony Connor. Nicholas Eugene James.
Mary Catherine Porta.
Marcus Allen Jordan.
Alexis Ann Rose.
Keontae Ray Mitchell.
Sarah Gabrielle Church.
Kyle Young.
Sydney Lynn Shostak.
Tyler James Michael Barber.
India M. Williams. Antoine Bell. Ashley Nicole Zahornicki. Anthony Joseph Buzza. Shree Alberta Anderson. Marlon Dylan. Alyssa Sue Ball. Jalen Buck. Juliana Bandera. Matthew Eldon. Chelsea Marie Blackburn. Nicholas Ryan Carter. Brianna Amberlyn Booth. Tyler Allen Castillo. Marion Elizabeth Cassidy. Joshua Michael Coffey. Casey Don Kaufman. Tyler Joseph Hudson. Danielle Davis. Justin Kosha. Delaney Paige Warwick. Jesse Cross. Brianna Rianne Hicks. Andre Dion Cummings. Lauren Nicole Hubbs. Joseph Andrew Daniel. Brooke Hunt. Donald Joseph Dick. Julia Ann Johnson. Austin Newman. Isabel Letts. DeAndre Knott. Julian Evelyn Mattinson. Brandon Cameron. Alexandra Dodge. Megan McGowan. Alex David Draper. Christina Parendo. Daquan Dunlap. Maggie Picard. Dustin Everly. Ann Claudia Rodriguez. Corey Omar. Caitlin Rose Ruin. David Michael Floyd. Janelle Marie Stewart. Jordan Frazier. Savannah Ellis Spangler. Quentin Thomas Gray. Nalasia Watson. Ryan Michael Gallagher. Brianna Paige Weaver. Paul Edward Jordan. Nyashe Williams. DeAndre Lanier Olson. Brady Lynn Wilson. Charles Thomas Wilson. Nor Aljanabi. Austin Mark Gottman. Destiny Lynn Deanna Baker. Jeffrey Allen Grant. Shoshana Sierra Graham. William Daniel Gunter. Amber Lauren Belcher.
Jonathan Paul Pagman.
Taylor Renee Brosnan.
Mohammed Hamdan.
China Janae Brinson.
Carrie Harper.
Paige Lee Cagle.
Willard Albert Harris.
Madeline Rose Camper.
Matthew David Hartford.
Corinne Elizabeth Canavan.
Tyler M. Hicks.
Brianne Michelle Cherry.
Lucas Philip Hoffler.
Chanel Danae Hogan.
Brandon Jason Hurst.
Alana Kieran Cyrus.
Roger Reed Jansen.
Amber Sharice Dallas.
Oliver Brandon Johnson.
Alicia Adil Decker.
Aaron Leonard Kaminsky.
Samantha Josephine Dijak.
Cameron Ryan Petrarski.
Jessica Marie Zachary.
Jacob Carl Little.
Ashley Sierra Burkhardt.
Joshua Elijah Lowry.
Kamisha Janelle Foster.
Paul A. Lysick.
Amijah Freeman.
Dustin Michael Malloy.
Stephanie Marie Galvin.
Baby Boy Marks.
Ashley Nicole Gates.
Jason Scott Martin.
Amber Goji.
Kenneth Hawkins McKay.
Amber Golden.
Jamal Moses.
Melissa Robin Restella.
Asin Maki.
Megan Lucas Restella.
Colin Wayne Mullins.
Portia Jones.
Abdullah Aziz Miles.
Diana Virginia Graves. Juan Pablo Rosales. Kiera Lachey McGee. Jericho Chavez. Brittany Nicole McMaster. Tyler Anthony Spencer. Kayla Lauren Moray. Matthew David Gibbs. Kiera Denise Joy Logan. Antoine Robert Seabuck. Kara Lynn Mejia. Matthew T. Smith. Jennifer D. Martin. David Swan Smith. Nathi D. Nguyen. Travis Blake St. Clair. Abigail Lee O'Brien. Glenn Bell. Emma Rose O'Connell. Tyler Brandon Scholl. Cynthia Ostrich. Joshua Scott Short. Sage LaBelle Parker. And Opa D. Taylor. Haley Marie Flush. Lauren Bradley. Nadja Mariana Rayford. Dylan Tomlinson. Darian Nicole Richmond. Xavier Ruben Torres. Christina Roundtree. Jacob Matthew Turner. Aldi Carolina Rivera. Samuel Isaiah Washington. Siobhan Jeremy Brady Walker. Amanda Dawn Smith. Andrew Thomas Walker. Kiara Lynette Stevenson. Austin Weathers. Marla Solis. Ty Lee Weatherman. Miranda Marie Taylor. Mason James Webb. Paige Elizabeth Till. Matthew Lee Wims. Shayla Kira Thomas. Julian James Williams. Elizabeth Nicole Smith. Cameron E. Williams. Makaya Stambach. William Willingham. Alicia M. Stout. Cameron G. Wolford. Olivia Grace Thomas. Jesse Zane. Lindsay Marie Thomas. Claire Elizabeth Tom. Kimberly Nicole Vincent. Darren Hummer. Lynn Marie Walker. Josiah Randall Alt, valedictorian. Anjani Kira White. Deontay Burton. Larissa Ann Willis. Ashley Jedrick. Kara Williams. Natalie Carr. Brianna Catherine Williams. Kayla Williams. Jasmine Marie Wilson. Desiree Ashley Warner. Diamond Taylor. Kayla Johnson. Stephanie Reedy. Celia Davis. Lisa Casella. Angelia Baker. Krista Marie Forrester. Amy Diana McGregor.
I am honored to introduce Senior Class President Amy McGregor. Every time I thought about writing my speech, I thought about how I would probably never have so many people listening to me ever again. I felt the pressure and need to say something important, to make it count. It's difficult though, because even though we're all graduating, we're all so different. I feel like I know who I am, but I'm not sure where I'm going. But some of you know where you're going, but not who you are, or both, or neither, with one not being better than the other. I am reminded of J.K. Rowling, who wrote, "Differences of habit and language are nothing at all if our aims are identical and our hearts are open." So I'll share with you my heart, and I'll try not to disappoint. During the film Courageous, the main character screams out, "Men of courage, where are you?" And I love it. If instead of speaking to you, I got to give everyone one thing, I would give everyone courage. I love courage, especially because I don't fully understand it. With the intention of being a teenager as long as I can, I asked my iPhone what courage is. According to Siri, courage is a quality of spirit that enables you to face danger or pain. What blows my mind is that courage is different for everyone because everyone has different fears. It takes courage to follow your dreams, even if you are constantly warned of the limited jobs. The call for courage is inside the price of a university and books. It takes courage to go to college and believe in yourself and that you are smart. And it has taken courage from us to get where we are today. I can't give it to you, but you can create it yourself. Be courageous in your dreams and in your actions. Not only do I wish for you to be courageous, I encourage you to be reflective. Frodo Baggins once said, "I miss the Shire. I spent all of my childhood pretending I was off somewhere else, off with you on one of your adventures. My own adventure turned out to be quite different." I'm especially fond of this quote because so many of us have pretended to be somewhere outside the walls of Wayne Memorial. That's wonderful. Dream big and live out those dreams now. But there are so many friendships built and memories made. These things are not left behind as we graduate, they are carried with us. The dedicated teachers, difficult classes, our coaches and leaders, the sports and clubs have shaped who we are. The past isn't even past, it influences us now. Wherever life may take you, don't forget where you come from. We've looked ahead to the future and reflected on the past. Now I'd like for you to focus on where we are right now, in these seats at our graduation ceremony. We should be proud and excited, and I can tell that all of you are. It's still bittersweet in some ways, more work ahead and such. Look around at the people seated with you. I see everyone from my best friend to people that I've only ever seen in the halls. I'm so glad that our class is made up of such great people, and I'm honored to graduate with all of you. So as you go on to fulfill your dreams, remember to be courageous, reflective, and excited. If you ever get knocked down, recall that Victor Hugo wrote, "Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise." Thank you.
Mrs. Lee Goings will lead the members of the concert choir in singing the Wayne Memorial High School alma mater. Will everyone please rise?